along as fast as I can. I met with Mayor Lenke that we'd be done by 8 o'clock. Is that, Mayor, is that still on? Yes, okay, thank you. Before beginning, I just want to also thank each and every one of our sponsors, our nonprofits for coming today, our citizens, our residents, our neighbors, who collectively come together to make Edison a better place. I'm truly honored to continue to be your chamber leader, also wearing a different hat. I'm honored to be a councilman with 6 other members who I enjoy working with. We don't always get along every day, but we certainly know how to move this town forward and how to work collectively with the mayor and the town to make sure we deliver results for the taxpayers and those who are sitting here today and what it means to make sure the government moves forward. So thank you, and thank you to the council. A round of applause for our administration and the council. When I put on my council hat, I have to say for anybody who serves as elected officials, there are many in here that Chairman Cifelli will bring to your attention, but it certainly is an honor and a privilege, but it certainly is work. It's not easy. These decisions that are made are certainly decisions that may not make everyone happy, but it's for the town and for what's best. And I'm thankful that I've learned from so many different people in this room, including my good friend Commissioner Charlie Tamaro and Director Ron Rios, and so many others in here. Back then, what I knew and what I thought was the right thing to do and how to do things, I learned a lot by patience and time. A lot of patience. And really things truly happened. I'm pleased that not only the prior mayors before, Mayor Lenke, Mayor Sigliano, and now Mayor Sam Joshi have all set the stage to make us be a better place. And now it's led by Sam Joshi, our mayor. I'm truly honored of all the great accomplishments we had, and it's because of all you, it's because of the team working together. So truly, thank you very much for that. Next, I'm going to bring up our chairman, Art Cifelli, who's going to probably make a few mistakes, not recognizing every dignitary in this room, and that's why I leave that up to him, so I don't get into trouble.
First mistake, I would have walked through the
Thank you. Our chairman, Art Cifelli.
I even need glasses, so forgive me. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here tonight on what is the 34th State of the Township address on behalf of myself, Joe, our CEO at the Chamber, and all of the board members, executive board members, and members in general of the Chamber. We thank you so very much for coming out and for all you do on behalf of the great city of Edison. You know, the Chamber puts on many events. This is just one of them. And the purpose of that, as we say every year, is to foster a relationship between not only the businesses and government, but the businesses and community, and the businesses and neighbors. And all of the work that each and every one of you goes through and helps with is astounding, and it helps us so very much. I would be remiss, though, as Joe said, I get to be called chairman of the board, but my success is only based upon the hard work and the tireless efforts of my fellow board members and executive board members who give tirelessly as volunteers to all the good things happening here in Edison, following Mayor Josie's vision and direction, and making sure that we bring together all the things that he's doing, the council's doing, the Board of Ed is doing, and try to make Edison and continue to make Edison the best place to live in Middlesex County. So on behalf of my board members, who are great, so thank you, board members. I really want to welcome you here tonight. Joe's right. I get the task of trying to remember everyone that's here. So if I miss anyone, forgive me ahead of time, but it's an exciting night to hear again the vision of our Mayor Joshi, not only as he tells us a little bit about what occurred in the year before, but actually what is going to be going on in the year ahead. So if you would indulge me, I know that we had both Assemblyman Rob Karabinchik, and hold your applause, please, till the end, because there's so many people that need to be recognized. But we had from the Assembly, Assemblyman Robert Karabinchik and Sterling Stanley, who are working so hard down in Trenton to bring home extra tax dollars into Edison. I know that Mayor Joshi and Director Rios call them all the time to basically say, hey, how about us? And they do an excellent job. No one's perfect, we know, but they do a great job not only in school aid, but in municipal aid and some nonprofit aid that we bring into the town. So thank you to them. We also have here Director Rios, our county director, with Commissioner Tamaro here from Edison. Director, thank you for your leadership and all you do for Edison. You know, a lot of people keep saying, I don't understand, we got the county, we got the local, we got the school board. If it doesn't all come together, excuse me, it doesn't work on behalf of taxpayers, right? Because at the end of the day, it's better to have hundreds and millions of people footing bills here in Edison than just 108,000 residents, right? So if we can get some people down and bring some dollars in from South Brunswick and all those other southern towns into Edison, we'll take it. So Director, thank you for your leadership. Commissioner Tamara, thank you so very much. From our wonderful council, Council President Margo Harris is here. Thank you for your leadership. We look forward to that. It's been a long time since we had, and Charlie will probably correct me, but I think it goes all the way back to Dorothy Drawl being a female council president. So you're following in great footsteps. And that's right, and then also Councilwoman Freeman. So you're following in great footsteps. We look forward to your leadership. Council Vice President Pointer, excuse me, Councilman Patel, Councilman Chanel is here. Thank you so much, sir. And of course, Councilman Patel and Councilman Coyle. So AJ, thank you for being here. Former Mayor Lanke, appreciate you always coming. I know this was always something you enjoyed doing so much under your tenure, and how much you enjoyed being here and doing this, so thank you. From the Edison board, we have Board President Jerry Sheep, thank you, and board members Shannon Pang, and I saw Ginny White, and Ralph Errico, and Joe Romano, and a bunch of others, so thank you. And Superintendent is here, thank you so very much. And I saw also the business administrator, and Toth was here too, so thank you. It's great to finally see that collective synergy of this council under the leadership of the mayor working so closely with each other, with the board, because at the end of the day, it's all about the citizens and residents of Edison. I know we had our municipal judges here, so Judge Worsey and I think Judge Reichman is here, so thank you. Always good to have that. And I would be remiss if, and I'm not going to go through everyone, so Chief Brian, forgive me, and Chief Toth, forgive me, but all of the administrative staff, both in police and fire and recreation and public works, it's only through your hard work and dedication that things happen the way they do. So, also, before I forget, a bunch of former council people. I saw former Councilman Lombardi, and I saw Alvaro Gomez and Lenny Sandelsky, so thank you all for your past work. Councilman Brescher sends his regrets. He had planned a vacation, but he did text us at the chamber to say to have a good event, so I didn't want anyone to think that we missed him. So we're here tonight for a special reason, and as I said, the 34th State of the Township address, where we get to hear Mayor Josie's vision. Over the last 3 years, each of us have experienced such tremendous economic growth, increases in public safety, parks and recreation, and in collaboration with not only the Board of Ed, but with the council, getting a lot of things done. You know, I say this all the time when I get the opportunity to speak to Mayor Joshi. He follows in the footsteps of some great legacies, not only with Mayor Lanke here and Mayor Rosigliano, but of the Paternitties and the others who were here before him. To carry this on is a great deal. And of course, you know, he couldn't do it without being supported by his beautiful and lovely wife, Niki, who thank you for allowing him all the time he gives us. We appreciate it and we know how hard that is, but thank you so very much for your graciousness. Before I bring the mayor up, I understand we have a short video that the mayor wants us to see. So if it's ready to go and we're teed up, But before we do that, Joe's corrected me again. We're going to do the invocation, so I'm going to step aside after that and say, send me an extra blessing.
I'd like to invite up our dear friend, Robert Malitsky.
That was an accident, I'm sure.
I get an extra blessing.
Absolutely. It is an absolute a privilege and a pleasure and an honor to be here this evening. Our tradition tells us that before you speak anywhere, anytime, you start with remarks about the host. We're living in unprecedented and uncertain times. We're living in times where there is such division, disrespect, animosity across the country. It's times that are scary in terms of peace, both here, nationally, and across the world. It's something that should keep us up at night. But in that storm, which seems to be raging, we here live in an oasis of respect, of admiration, and of unity. And that doesn't just happen. It starts at the top. And on behalf of our community, our synagogue, and really the entire township, I'd like to thank Mayor Joshi for his leadership. The fact that he cares about seemingly every individual. He said 108,000, I don't remember exactly what he said. He seems to care and be there for the entire community, the entire township. It's incredible. So please join me in a round of applause and a thank you to the mayor. And thank you as well to all of our elected officials who are here for making this community an incredible place to live, an incredible place to raise our children. And thank everyone. Everyone look at the person next to you. We're all doing our part to make this community incredible. So thank you very much. Every morning, sometimes as early as 6 o'clock in the morning, in our morning prayers, we offer a prayer. It's short. I'm just going to tell you the first 5 words. I'm going to say it in Hebrew and translate it. La'olam, which means forever. This is not a prayer for one time. It's not a spontaneous prayer with permanence. La'olam, with permanence. Yehei Adam, a person should be Yirei Shamayim, which means to fear God. We start our day, a simple understanding is talking about God and God we trust. We just said, one nation under God. That's very important to start our day thinking about God. But there's another interpretation which I'd like to share with you this evening, which says, first, La'olam, forever, be a human being. Before you talk about God, before you think about God, before you talk about observance and commandments and rituals, love God, fear God, first be a human being. Be a decent, caring, loving, respectful, sensitive human being. Start with that and then talk about God. We start by being an Adam, a human being, which in our language, which has become part of the dictionary, to be a mensch, to be a good person. That's what it starts with. And I think living in this community, looking around, the reason we're able to be the way we are here, with so many different people, religions, races, nationalities, orientations, is because we're focused on being a human being first. Before God, before religion. Live with God, fear God, love God, but be a good human being. And that's my prayer tonight. You should follow in Mayor Joshi's lead, and everyone here, to be religious, to believe in God, to fear God, to love God, but first and foremost, be a human being. Be a good person. If we do that, this township will continue to be the incredible place that it is, and who knows, perhaps the entire state, the country, and the world will follow us as well. Amen.
Thank you so very much. And now, are we ready for the video? Join me in watching a short video, please, before I introduce the mayor. So, let it roll. Sometimes I get a feeling, yeah. Sometimes I get a feeling. Friends and neighbors, join me in welcoming the mayor of Edison Township, Mr. Sanders.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Brian, if you put that together, that was an incredible job. That was pretty much summarizing my speech right now. So you can all go home. Now, thank you so much. It's really hard to believe that 4 years have passed. This is my 4th State of the Township. I remember, I've grown up around a lot of mayors, especially Mayor Rosigliano and Mayor Lenke, who are here today, who've groomed me to this position, and I thank you so much. You've always said that 4 years passed so quickly, and I feel it now. I understand it. We're here because we want to discuss the state of the township, so let's just get right to it. And by the way, I see a lot of people in the back. There are some seats over here. Feel free to have a seat. Actually, there's plenty of seats over there, too. But good evening, friends, colleagues, dignitaries, and neighbors. Thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the state of our magnificent township. We have so much to share with you all, as Edison has experienced its most successful 3-year period of getting things done thus far. Over the last 3 years, we can proudly say that we have transformed the quality of life for residents across our community. When I first came into office, we faced record high inflation, and Town Hall was not immune to this. Despite our contractual obligations, in 2023, we saw Edison's first property tax cut since 1988. We have since stabilized taxes, ensuring that they remain near flat, all while working to bring in family-friendly businesses to keep our costs low for our residents. As you can see, balancing our budget and stabilizing taxes were priorities over the last 3 years. Last year, you heard me say, we got it done. Together, we will keep it going. Through the combination of township services with our public-private partnerships, we have ensured reduced costs at the local level. For example, we finally ended the internet monopoly. By bringing in internet competition through Comcast and Xfinity, residents are saving over $240 annually on their cable and internet bills. And I see that Comcast is in the house, or at least 5,000 of the homes. Thank you for coming out today, Comcast. In addition, we have collaborated with the New Jersey Community Solar Program to reduce residents' costs on energy bills. This program not only expands affordable, clean energy access, it also saves homeowners approximately $530 annually. We'll grow public-private partnerships to continue keeping costs down. Now let's discuss some of the services that our municipal government provides that help to drive costs down for many of our residents. Our beloved Fix-It program offers home repairs to senior and disabled Edison residents. Mr. Fix-It has assisted our senior citizens and disabled populations by completing nearly 1,400 repairs last year alone. And nearly 3,000 over the last 3 years. Yeah, it's a lot. Our seniors save time, transportation, and other out-of-pocket costs through this program. In addition to assisting our seniors, our health department continues to expand its screening and programs with a record number of over 700 residents utilizing our public health services. This includes vision screenings, blood pressure screenings, drug and alcohol addiction services, vaccine clinics, and more. And shout out to Councilman Joe Coyle, who's very passionate about this issue and who has passionately advocated all the things that we do in our town. We secured over $6 million in grant funding towards the health department in 2024. Speaking of grants, let's address how we're spending money head on. We secured a record high of grant funding at the county, state, and federal levels in any 3-year period in Edison's history. Nearly $19 million. And we will keep it going. Shout out to our state officials that are here with us today. Thank you for bringing all that revenue, and let's keep it going. And our schools saw an increase of over 28% in funding in 2024. And over the last 3 years, we have secured a total of $251.3 million in education aid. With all of the cost savings that we have initiated, homeowners have also seen an average increase in property value assessments by $3,500. The direct impact that our township has had over the last 3 years in terms of cost reduction can be seen on our residents' bills, and we will keep it going, Edison. I thank township employees, our residents, and community leaders for their involvement and dedication to making Edison a better place to live, work, and raise a family. The pristine condition of our neighborhoods is the result of teamwork between township employees and dedicated volunteers. I see that Seaway is also in the house. Thank you guys for coming out today and the wonderful work that you all do in town. Let's get into what Town Hall does day to day for our residents. And I'll go through this quickly by the numbers. In 2024, police and fire responded to over 180,000 calls. Fire prevention conducted nearly 6,000 inspections. The clerk's office handled over 2,400 OPA requests. Our health department issued over 5,200 licenses. Nearly 900 participants use our addiction services. Seniors received over 28,500 meals, and nearly 5,000 transportation trips were taken by them. Our senior programs were expanded with a record number of nearly 3,500 participants. 1,000 children attended our before and after care program. Code and engineering processed over 6,300 permits. And nearly 500 pets were adopted at the animal shelter this year. Our Department of Public Works planted a record high of 450 trees this past year. And our former Director of Public Works couldn't be here, but he was the one that drove that home, so thank you very much, Ray Corio. 19 hard courts and 6 sand volleyball courts were improved. 27 flashing crossings were installed to enhance pedestrian safety. A goal of ours is to make every community feel welcome in Edison. Last year, the township hosted 25 major recreation events with a total of over 40,000 total attendees. I want to give a big shout out to Joyce Furcha. Joyce Furcha led our department and was part of Edison Township for 42 years. She was right here in the back. Joyce just retired last year, but put in 42 years to Edison Township. Thank you again, Joyce. handled over 160,000 requests. So shout out to my administration for helping me. We shattered our record and hit 146 community meetings. 146. Our public works completed nearly 1 million pickups. Thank you, Public Works. And on top of all the important services that we have in place to benefit our youth, families, and seniors, there are larger projects and work going on throughout the town that we would be remiss to leave out. With our budget and capital improvements bonds over the last 3 years, we have prioritized projects that focus on building a better future for Edison, all while keeping taxes flat. And a big part of this was also because of Council Vice President John Pointer. Thank you very much for being instrumental with this. The very first splash park was constructed and opened at Happy Annie Park, where in just 2 months, over 14,000 attendees enjoyed our first season. And that was just in 62 days. We also installed 2 brand new turf fields. Our youth can safely enjoy practicing in these dedicated and beautiful recreational spaces. Shout out to the Jets who's here with us, the Jets board. Edison Light Transit was revived with federal funding. This important service has provided transportation for seniors to and from medical appointments, grocery stores, and other essential locations. Minnie B. Veal Community Center has a newly renovated gym. The senior center was upgraded and programs have been expanded. The long-neglected Stelton Community Center is currently under reconstruction, and we will soon have another functional and enjoyable community center where we will have dedicated programming towards services for our disabled residents. The Township's first youth sports complex and training facility is making major progress. By this fall, our youth will have a dedicated space to practice their sports. At Edison, we will keep it going. As a lifelong resident, someone who is always involved in this community, a student, a taxpayer, yeah, that's the younger me, a taxpayer, a council member, I understand that everyone has different concerns. It wasn't until I became mayor that I realized how much work and collaborative dedication with over 1,000 employees it takes to address more than 108,000 residents and over 1,200 businesses. Anyone can come up with an idea, but it takes tremendous amount of coordination, dedication from all departments to lay out the plan and execute it successfully. For example, let's look at the complexity of transforming a neighborhood. Changing a corridor, let alone a single property, is a multi-year process. Over the last 3 years, we have invested in neighborhood preservation throughout Edison. An example of this was when we set out to transform the Route 27 neighborhood. 3 hazardous eyesore properties were taken down. In addition, 9 illegal massage parlors were shut down. And 6 of these 9 were converted into family-friendly businesses. I see some Route 27 business owners here as well who are very happy with this change. Thank you for coming out tonight. 3 miles of Route 27 were repaved because of our coordination with state officials and Governor Murphy's office. We also negotiated with Amazon to reduce truck traffic and congestion to improve flow along Vineyard Road. And I heard a thank you there. We saved the Silver Lake neighborhood. After meeting with countless residents, we proceeded to invest $12.7 million to purchase the property and protect the neighborhood from a proposed warehouse development. I know there are some residents from the Silver Lake neighborhood here as well with us. Thank you for your courageous effort and leading the fight. I'm happy that we got it done. When it comes to our neighborhoods, we must prioritize decisions that uplift the community as a whole. Our responsibility is to ensure long-term prosperity and well-being for our residents. We have prioritized our public safety, especially as it pertains to traffic calming measures. For example, Woodrow Wilson Middle School was in need of a secondary exit because of traffic. Since its creation, we have seen reduced congestion and improved public safety, and we will keep it going. Our infrastructure has undergone major upgrades over the last 3 years. We repaved a record high of 48 miles of road. That is a record in the 3-year period. To prioritize which roads we pave first, we use artificial intelligence technology, becoming the first municipality in the state to do so. We led the way on that. We redesigned and installed nearly 2 miles of bike paths to date, and another 2.5 miles are underway. In addition, we recently secured state grant funding to expand these bikeways, and I gotta give a shout out to Councilman Nish Patel because he was the one that has been so passionate about expanding bike paths throughout Edison. On Ethel Road, we provided a dedicated functional space for our sewer and water utility. Now let's talk specifically about our sewer and water utility and our infrastructure. Before establishing the utility, our aging infrastructure had been declining for decades. Knowing this, I made it a priority to address these issues and met with the State Infrastructure Bank in the very first month in office to discuss the infrastructure funding needs of Edison. I thank our colleagues at the state for working to secure more funding than ever before in the history towards our infrastructure. $105 million towards sewer and $51 million towards water. We worked on several initiatives to improve our infrastructure, such as early leak detection systems to identify these leaks more efficiently, and we will keep it going. Our Public Works Department has also made significant improvements over the last 3 years. We upgraded all 32 municipal parks, transforming our recreational spaces for everyone in the community to enjoy. This includes upgrades and installations of hard courts and sand volleyball courts, walking paths lined with beautiful trees, field upgrades, reconditioned new signs, and so much more. At Swales and Dwyer Parks, we started the very first community gardens, and perennial flowers were planted throughout the whole town. In 2024, we opened a brand new recycling center right on New Durham Road, creating a central hub for all of our recycling needs. We are continuing to beautify our neighborhoods from the quietest streets to our busiest corridors, including the intersections at both Silver Lake and Woodbridge Ave, and Talmadge and Coolidge. By the way, I see Elizabeth Ave is here as well. There's a lot of residents from Elizabeth Ave. Shout out to you guys who wanted it, and I'm glad we got it done. This is where we landscape site triangles for visual appeal. These are projects we had prepared and planned for. However, there are also unexpected circumstances where we had to adapt quickly and took action to protect the well-being of our residents. Our Office of Emergency Management has responded to crises over the last 3 years, including extreme fires, extreme winds, apartment evacuations, water main breaks, and shelter activations. I see some residents who are impacted by the water main break, quite a few, especially from L Lane. Thank you for joining us tonight. In addition to emergency management, we have enhanced our police and fire departments. Our commitment to public safety has been unwavering over the last 3 years, and we will keep it going. All of our active fire stations were upgraded to the best working conditions in recent years. Our police department is now at 197 police officers. Last year, we increased our unit to the largest in 18 years, and that was 199 police officers. 2 substations at Oak Tree Road and Menlo Park Mall were opened. The K-9 unit was also reintroduced, which is now up to 4 K-9 officers to aid with bomb detection, narcotics, and trafficking. We bolstered our police force with an advanced technology such as 130 license plate readers. We recognize that home invasions and burglaries had spiked across the country, but especially in New Jersey. Take a look.
Home surveillance cameras captured what police say is an organized group of car thieves.
This is the second time he was targeted by carjackers. Edison's mayor launching his anti-crime counterattack swiftly.
We have tripled and sometimes quadrupled the presence of the police force.
That's just for starters. He got Middlesex County to loan him a trailer to set up this police substation in the hot zone.
All the arrests involve those, and in these cases involve teens, with one suspect as young as 12 years old.
And they face softer penalties. Well, now leaders across the state want that to change.
I'm here because my community is directly being impacted by rising crime throughout the state. Yet the courts release juvenile perpetrators often within days or even hours of their arrests.
First of all, Mayor, thank you. You've provided such wonderful leadership on this topic.
I have on my phone, I just looked it up, the text messages you sent me almost a year ago about this issue. And you have grabbed the bull by the horns as an eluder on this.
I want to start by thanking Sam for putting this topic and this challenge and the reason why we're all here today into stark relief.
I'm proud to say that we're getting this done. This is a monumental change, and this is a historic day for turning the page in our justice system. I'm proud to say that we brought this issue to light to the governor and the state legislature. After a year and a half of my advocacy for the crime bill, it became law. To combat this issue within our community, we implemented a surge of police officers deployed across our town. Despite our efforts, I knew that it was necessary for me to call upon the state for further action. And after testifying before both the Assembly and the Senate, the crime bill passed in both houses with an incredible amount of support. And Governor Murphy signed this law in October 2024, right in Town Hall. As a result of these combined efforts, Edison has seen a drastic decrease in home invasions and burglaries. Looking that all have accomplished, I thank the 5 council members who have been productive, constructive, and put the needs of our residents before themselves. That's Council President Margot Harris, Council Vice President John Pointer, Councilman Joe Coyle, Councilman Nish Patel, and Councilman Asaf Shmuel. These council members voted to support important initiatives such as emergency water main systems to address our aging infrastructure, the water meter replacement project, including smart meters, which will allow water main breaks to be detected and turned off within minutes, sewer system improvements to upgrade our equipment and prevent sewage backup, sanitary pump stations to upgrades to improve the sanitary flow throughout town, the sewer and water utility building to increase efficiency by providing a dedicated workspace for our employees, Edison's first splash park for thousands of youth and families to stay cool on hot summer days, and our turf field facilities for several of our leagues to enjoy. Funding to upgrade all 32 of our municipal parks to beautify and improve the quality of life for our residents. Repairs to severely damaged boat basin in town following Hurricane Ida that hundreds of families use. Facilities upgrades including community centers, fire stations, and the senior center. Master plan services for long-term land use planning to prevent sprawl and excessive development. A township transportation service that directly benefits our seniors. Implementing pedestrian crossing beacons to improve resident safety when crossing our streets. And veterinary services funding for the humane care of the animals that are in our shelter. These council members, including 4 current and past council presidents, regularly meet with my administration to prioritize the needs of Edison residents, businesses, and our furry friends. It is a pleasure to work with this team to get things done in Edison. Our joint collaboration drives the strong community that we thrive in. It is why the last 3 years have been so successful. And looking ahead, we will expand on projects that are underway. We will expand services for residents of all ages throughout various neighborhoods in Edison. Constituent services will meet more residents. Health programs, including addiction services, will expand. Youth educational services will be implemented. Work will continue on our large-scale projects, including Mini Beeville, Stelton, and the Youth Sports Complex. Our recreational facilities and parks will continue to be upgraded. Amboy Avenue will be rehabilitated and beautified. I promise you, in this year's budget, our resident services will expand and address countless needs. Roads will continue to be repaired and repaved at a record amount. We will continue to improve drainage to our sidewalks and curbs, addressing water pooling. In addition to all of our major projects, my administration will continue to improve the local economy. In the last 3 years, the township has progressed while taxes have remained near flat since the time that I took office. I will say it again, everyone. Taxes have remained near flat since the time that I took office. Make sure you check your property tax bill and you will notice that it's near flat since the time that I took office, despite all the things that we got done. Our collaborative dedication has led to the unprecedented accomplishments and successes that we have seen over the last 3 years. Together, we will continue to work towards an even better future for Edison. I thank you all for your continued support as we progress with determination. I take great pride in serving as your mayor, and I look forward to progressing together, embracing a future filled with prosperity, unity, and unlimited possibilities. Thank you, and God bless America.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mayor Sam Joshi. Another round of applause for the great work and success of our mayor and administration and council. Before we finish up here, I just want to recognize our planning board chairman, Lenny Zadelski, is here, and our zoning board chairman, Michael Kumba, bringing this town forward. The members of each board definitely have a collaboration of issues and long nights, and we thank you for all the work you do. I also want to recognize our organizations that are here, the JCC, the Essex County, the YMCA, and also Catherine Carlucci of the Tower is here tonight. Okay. Lastly, I also want to recognize our District 17 representative of the state of New Jersey, Joe Gaines, is here now. And last, I am getting you out here on time, Mayor. I did lose the bet. It's 8:08. Thank God he didn't put any money on this. But last we have benediction. Would you please welcome Shalish Kumar to do our benediction?
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya. With all department of the Edison Township and all hard worker, they support to the mayor to increase and progress of our township, and this is the blessing of all of you and blessing of the God. Our township get the good and great achievement. This is the mantra from Vedas by the scripture of Hinduism. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niyamayaha. If we are in a good governance and blessing of the God, we enjoy and enjoy our life with health, wealth, and total dedication to the God and hard work. God bless all of you, and God bless America. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for joining us. Safe travels home, and thank you, and have a good night.